with motion plastics. Take up, goes down with motion plastics. Motion be drier, tech spinning higher. So come on. Have you ever felt life could be fantastic? Lift it up with motion plastics.
Hello and good morning from Cologne. Welcome to our first automotive show. My name is Johannes Donatzis. I'm the industry manager for energy chains in vehicles.
Good morning and a very warm welcome from Cologne, also from me. My name is Dirk Tietz. I'm the industry manager for automotive polymer bearings for automotive applications. This nice show today should offer you a first impression of the IAA 2020 from the 24th to the 30th September. Here also from this very nice booth. We would like to show you some solutions for some improvements for your applications, and we would appreciate if we could get in contact for making appointments during this time. So Johannes, today's topics: motion plastic tech up, cost down.
That's our job.
Yeah, but what does Igus mean with this?
This is exactly the main topic of today's show. We don't want to talk about static plastic parts like this bottle here, but we want to talk about plastic components that are constantly in motion, technical plastic like our energy chains and bearings that are used in vehicles for application such as sliding doors, seat systems or armrests. So in the near future, more requests to fulfill in case of noise reduction, weight reduction, and of course the biggest thing, cost reductions. In the new interior applications for energy chain, we have the huge challenges in the case of a low noise profile for applications such as rooftop. And I think in this case, the challenge is also on your side.
Yes, rooftop is a good point. In a rooftop, we have a lot of water, a lot of moisture, so corrosion is for sure a very big issue. By using a plastic, the corrosion issue is solved. Besides this benefit, for sure, we want to offer you a longer lifetime. Less friction, less wear, and therefore we are developing these special motion plastics. And how this works and how we can calculate the lifetime based on our tests for energy chains and also for bearings. This will now show us Steffen from the lab.
Many thanks, Dirk and Johannes. Yes, in 1985 the Igus test laboratory was founded to test the Igus polymers in every specification. Every Igus material is tested in detail before it goes on sale. With 3,800 square meters, it is the largest test lab in the polymer industry for tribologically optimized polymers. I'm standing here directly to Tommy Urban, our responsible development engineer for the automotive sector. Tommy, how many test rigs do we have here in our test laboratory?
We have over 50 test rigs where we can test about 500 samples at the same time.
Oh, that's a lot. And how many tests do we do here per year?
We make about 12,500 individual tests here per year. These include customer-specific tests, for example for the automotive sector, and of course new developments and optimization of materials for a wide range of requirements.
And how many materials are tested here per year?
For example, in 2019, we tested more than 250 different materials. Some materials are included in the Igus Tritech catalog, but for the automotive sector we also have many special materials for certain applications. For example, in the vehicle interior or for water pumps.
Many thanks, Tommy. Yeah, very interesting. As you can see, our Igus test laboratory is the heart of the know-how for the tribologically optimized polymers. Many wishes of our customers are starting here and are tested until they are ready for the serial production. The results of our tests flow into our online calculation systems, where you, as our customer, are able to find the right material for your application. Of course, we are always available to support you on site or via phone. We are waiting for your request. Many thanks. Back to Dirk and Johannes.
And from this huge number of different materials and huge number of tests we did, just a few materials, maximum 2 or 3 each year, offer a big benefit so that they can get in our catalog as a standard material. This year, for example, our new material K250, which is temperature resistant up to 220 degrees, very flexible, for example, for the clip function, and suitable for sheet applications, and as I said, due to the temperature resistance, also for the e-coating process. How we produce your finished part from the granulate till the finished product. This will show us now Sebastian in the factory.
Thank you very much for your introduction, Dirk, and welcome to our factory here in Cologne. We are standing on our gangway with a beautiful look over our factory. Nowadays we produce with more than 550 injection molding machines, producing parts for our diverse catalog program, as well as customer special parts. Incredible number is that we produce more than 950 million bearings in a year. For that, we have to guarantee the most efficient and flexible production. Therefore, it's not very rare that if you go on the corridors, you meet the self-delivery driving automated cars or our employees on the little red electrical scooters. Always with the focus to be fast, to be quick, and change the location on the most efficient way. So far, and so much about our factory here in Cologne, and now we will go over to our material preparation. Before we can start with the injection molding process, we have to do a couple of preparations with the material. For example, we are staying here in front of the granulate dryer, as you can see, and here we dry the material before transporting it to the machine to be ready to produce it. Once these steps have been completed, the granulate is being transported to the injection molding machine. For this, we are using our automated distribution system called Material Station. Meanwhile, the tool shop department prepares the injection molding tool for the production. Here they check very intensely if everything is okay. Once they are finished, they drive over to the machine and assemble the tool for the production. Speaking of injection molding machines, here we use nearly all kinds of sizes, starting with machines with a clamping force from 15 kilonewton up to machines of more than 130 kilonewtons. In these bigger machines, we produce energy chain links like you can see here. On our smallest injection molding machines, like this one here, we produce with a much lesser cycle time, less injection molding volume, and lesser machine costs. The typical part size out of these machines is more like this one here. Depending on the material and the part, we have some subsequent processes. For example, the separation, the slide grinding, or the tempering. Here we are standing in front of the last step, the OptiSort. For all automotive parts, we check 100% visually if the parts are okay, and then package them for the customer. Here in our warehouse and delivery department, we are processing and sending over 8,000 orders per day to our global customers. I hope I could give you a short overview about our factory, and with this, thank you very much, and back to you, Dirk.
Many thanks for this great overview and impressions from our factory and the world of motion plastics. But now, Johannes, in concrete, how can I improve my application? How can I realize tech up with all these great materials?
So the tech up We can implement it by testing the parts. Yeah? You see here our testing device for sliding door applications. We are testing the sliding door application directly from 3D and transfer it to a real-life test setup and can improve the whole kinematic of such system, not only for energy chains, but also for special mountain brackets that we are developing and designing for the customer surroundings. And this kind of testing device you will see also later in our test department and in real life. So here we have a permanent electrified system. So when I think about permanent electrification, come to the topic electric vehicles. And for electric vehicles, we have the high request for low noise profile. How you realize this in bearings?
Yeah, very good point, especially for interior applications. One example here would be our solutions for pedals and pedal box systems. We have special preloaded bearings to illuminate any clearance and therewith reducing rattling and noise. How this works, this will show us now Sebastian.
Ah, there you are. Speaking about noises, the pedal system is an excellent example talking about noise reduction. The major challenge is the clearance between the components, because connected to a constant vibration in the car, this can lead into noises for the driver compartment. For that, we developed a very special design. We call it preloaded bearings. With these preloaded segments, you can see them here, we can reduce the clearance between the shaft and the bearing inner diameter. We even call it clearance-free solution. We are offering it in the sleeve design as well as in the design with a flange. The big advantage here is that we can also reduce the clearance in axial direction. Therefore, this special design is perfectly suitable for a noise reduction in your application. We look forward talking to you about your pedal box application. Thank you very much, and back to the studio.
Okay, and how do you realize this noise issue, for example, in interior applications with your energy chains?
The dampening properties of our energy chains comes by a special pretension that's already there by design. So in cooperation with cables, the dampening property increases, and therefore they can be used in application like seat system, rooftop application or armrest, very good. So if we want to increase this kind of dampening properties, we're using special materials.
Okay, armrest is a good point. We have developed a special new linear slide-in system for armrests, and how this concept works and which benefits we can offer, this will show us Steffen.
Many thanks, Dirk and Johannes. Yes, Igus develops and produces linear systems for the automotive interior. As with this prototype, which is based on the well-known Dryland N series, we can insert holes, threaded inserts, or latching elements in a wide variety of positions. Furthermore, we are able to supply preloaded slides with the matching prismatic rail for continuous adjustment. The geometry of all components can be adapted to your requirements. The gliding elements are made of self-lubricating Igus high-performance plastics. This allows the complete elimination of lubricants in the interior, such as grease and other things. Furthermore, a quiet running is achieved as rolling bolts are not required. Compared to conventional metallic solutions, the combination of plastic and aluminium results in a weight reduction up to factor 7. And therewith, a better energy efficiency with the vehicles is achieved. We are always on your side to answer your questions. Many thanks, and back to Dirk and Johannes.
Thanks, Steffen. So this year we will not have, unfortunately, a commercial vehicle exhibition in Hanover, but instead of this, we here at Igus, we will have an Igus Automotive show at the 24th of September. There we will also present new products for bearings and chains, right, Dirk?
Yes, sure.
So I leave you for now. I have to go to the test department, so see you later.
Okay, see you later, Johannes. Yes, and for this show from the 24th till the 30th of September, we would appreciate if we could make some appointments with you for discussing your individual application and our solution. One highlight for sure is our new material for the e-coating process and sheet application in hinges, for example for back doors or front doors door hinge. And what we have developed we'll show you now. Markus.
Igus solution for multi-link hinges with punch sheets, recalibration of our bearings automatically during the e-coating painting process. How does that work? What is it? So in general we have here punch sheets with a very limited quality of the tolerance and of the smooth cut percentage. Tolerance typically is H9, H10, H11, and then we assemble the bushing and we have the cold drawn rivet, which also has a poor tolerance. Nevertheless, the customer expectation is that he wants a very smooth running system with zero clearance. How is that possible? With metal rolled PTFE coated bushings, we have a very complicated recalibration process with several steps. With our polymer bushings, we have a much more simple system. First, we assemble the bushing with a push fit to the housing, and then we clip on the washer so that the Igus part is secured, is loose secure in that assembly. Then we put the rivet into the system with a preload, so it is clamping. Next step is we are running through the e-coating process. The bushing can be electrical conductive so that there is no other metal connection needed to get a good paint result. And what we do is we use the negative performance of plastics, that it's flowing under temperature, load and time, positive for our recalibration process here. So again, clamping before we go into the painting process, then we have the e-coating, and after that the drying process, which happens at approximately 30 minutes, 180 to 200 degrees, but it also could be 160 or 220. The bushing is temperature resistant enough. And with that heat which is coming to the system, and after cooling it down, we see a change of the size of the bushing. So clamping in, and after that we have a very smooth run, but nearly no clearance. It can also be used in more simple hinges for truck trailers, for example, or in gooseneck hinges, which are more used for passenger cars, for the trunk. And the benefit besides that recalibration is that our bushing is always very resistant against dirt, and there is nearly no corrosion. So use our technical support, contact us, and redesign your bushing exactly to your needs.
The technical benefits are obvious. But how to save costs significantly for your applications? Johannes is now in the test lab, and he will show us one good example at one of his sliding doors.
Now we are here at our Igus testing facility. Here we're testing our chains and cables and testing the limits of the durability. In this area we have our kinematic test for sliding door applications, where we can test different assemblies before they are implemented in vehicles. Here we have a combination of different cables, chain systems and mountain brackets that can we stress tests and find out the durability maximum performance. Costs are a major topic in each project in the automotive industry. We try an overall system for the topic cost down to create less parts, easy parts to assemble and to implement into the vehicle. And this in cooperation with a quality system and assembly system that is fully automatic.
Saving cost is not just an issue of the serial production. Right from the beginning of a project, we can support you saving costs by using our 3D printing service. 3D printed tools, very short lead time and very flexible. And how this works, this will show you now Steffen.
Many thanks, Dirk. Beside our normal 3D printing SLS materials, which are also tribologically optimized, we have another process for rapid prototyping, the print-to-mold process, printed injection molding tools. With our print-to-mold process, we can produce injection molds additive from plastic or metal. The rapid prototype production of injection molds with 3D printing enables the fast and cost-effective production of close-to-production prototypes and small series made of injection molding. All common Iglidure materials can be processed in the print-to-mold tools. Another advantage of the print-to-mold process is the quick and easy cost calculation for injection molding in the freely accessible online tool. In addition to the possibility of viewing the total price and the unit price, the tool costs are included, without prior notice, the production time for the entire project is also displayed. Further information as test results from our Igus laboratory and our 3D printing service can also be found on our homepage. We are always on your side to help you personally or by phone. Many thanks. Back to Dirk and Johannes.
Thank you, Steffen. Johannes, you're back.
Hi, so I'm back again. I just saw the 3D printing with Steffen. So what's up with the prices in series production?
For metal sleeve bearings, for example, we can reduce the costs up to 40%. And this is getting even more interesting with carbon or ceramic bearings, for example, in water pumps. And how this works, this will show us now Markus.
So what is important for bushing into such cooling systems? Of course, we must have the resistance against the water glycol media over a long time, over temperature. And how do we reach that? So with our bushings, we have a very special fiber and a very special fiber surface, which is taking care of the connection to the basic polymer, so that we have a good sticking together of the whole matrix of the bushing. And that is responsible for having a good chemical resistance. On the other side, for the water pump, it is extremely important that we need a good media flow so that we are getting hydrodynamic effects. How can we help with our bushing to achieve that? So we have the possibility, if needed, to have special grooves in the bushing, also on the radial and on the axial side of the bushing, so that we get a good media flow and that we get hydrodynamic effects. This is important for any bushing. If it's our Igus polymer H370 bushing, or if it's a graphite bushing, we all need that hydrodynamic effects. What other benefits do we offer with our bushings? So we are able to overmold our part with plastic, and we can help you to set up such process so that we get a recalibration of the bushing during the overmolding process at, of course, higher temperatures. So we are able to offer a thermal recalibration, that we get a good clearance situation, which helps us also to have a low noise pump. So we would be pleased to support you, to help you with your overmolding process. Maybe contact our technical engineering support and use our knowledge. Thank you.
A very good example for reducing parts and components and therewith costs is this coupling rod here out of our new material RN283. This material is 25% more flexible than our standard material Igumit G. Therewith, we are able to produce this part with a bigger undercut, and the ball stud is more protected, like a ceiling, against dirt, dust, and whatever. Furthermore, we have the free design. Because of the injection molding process, we can change the length for sure, and also the design is flexible compared to metal parts, which is more complex to change the design. Johannes, some question about this?
No further questions on my side, but maybe on yours.
Would be great. Let's see what happens during this show in our chatter. Let's go over to Steffen and Sebastian. They will join us as the expert.
Perfect, let's go. Hi guys.
Hi guys, Steffen, Sebastian, thank you for coming over to our booth from the lab and from the factory. Yeah, let's see what we have here in our chatter during this nice show here. Yeah, there is one question by Tom. He's asking, I would like to reduce the purchasing costs of my bearings and other plastic parts. How much can I save? Yeah, good question, Sebastian. I think we have mentioned it during the show a little bit. Do you have some additional or more information about it?
Yeah, excellent question. Thank you for asking. And I'm just standing in front of it. Tech up, cost down, like technology improvement and cost reduction is always our target. And we can say that we can save up to 40% of the costs just by the part. And additionally, we can also talk about the shaft systems as well as reducing the quality of the pins we are using and also saving costs in this regard. So around 40% by part and hardware additionally.
Compared to metal bearings, we always have sometimes ceramic bearings.
Ceramic bearings, we can easily save more than 80-90% in costs, especially for the previously shown coolant pumps, very, very standard solutions for that we can replace with our bearings.
Great.
Exactly.
Many thanks, Sebastian. So, something more. What do we have? Julio. What is the smallest clearance you can realize? Yeah, Steffen maybe. Regarding clearance, what can we do? How precise can we offer our bearings?
Yeah, many thanks for the interesting question. Our clearance depends on the geometry of the part. For our normal standard catalog parts, we have a H7 tolerated bore or housing. And regarding to the material that the bearing is produced on or off, the inner diameter tolerance is given then. So for example, it can be E10 or F10 or D10, or if we are talking about special parts, we can also define special tolerances and dimensions on the drawing for your special application.
Yeah, it's very often one of the main topics we are discussing with our customers, explaining how much minimum clearance do we need to compensate temperature effects or swelling by moisture and so on. And this is depending, as you said, on the material and also application.
Also a big point of the Igus service that we are supporting our customers from the beginning of the project regarding the material, to decide what is the right material for your application, and then also take a look on the dimension, on the design, and we will support you in any way and in any case, of course.
Very good, Stefan. Many thanks for this. So Sarah is asking, Sarah is a lucky lady, I think, because she has a boat and she wants to use it for the steering. Does the salt water damage the bearing? Stefan, I think this is another question for you again.
Salt water, a typical topic in the automotive branch. We have many parts or materials that are going into saltwater tests, and so we have many materials which are resistant against salt water, so there will be no problem, because another topic, we are not using grease, we have solid lubricants in the material, so salt water should be no problem for our plastic bearings. And also corrosion is a topic that we don't have with our plastic bearings.
Okay. So we are now receiving a question here from the Microsoft Teams stream, because Alexa is forwarding all the questions from the Teams stream to this program here. And this question is coming from Sean. How are you dealing with the fact that plastics aren't good for the environment? Very critical question and serious question. Thank you for this. Johannes, from the chain side, how are you dealing with this issue?
It's an interesting question, so let me think about it. So I think last year we created the Change initiative, so where we take care of old energy chains or energy chains products. So any customer or anyone can just send us an energy chain product, and we will take care that this part will be recycled. So, and you know, this material will be reused, maybe also to produce a new energy chain. So we bring the old product directly into the new product cycle. So I think that's how we can take part of it to make it more environmentally friendly, or to promote this kind of idea to recycle parts, to make it more environmentally friendly.
So it's a recycling circle. Yeah, right. Yeah. Great. And additionally, for the bearings, we are usually try to avoid any additional grease. As you said, we have solid lubricants inside, so we are saving any additional oil or grease, which is also bad for the environment.
We have also another fact, in my opinion, that we have a high lifetime for the products, so that we are not having a plastic bag that you can get in the supermarket and which has a lifetime of maybe 10 minutes. Here we are producing technical parts which we bring into automotive applications, for example, which are lasting over 10, 15 and more years. And also every part in the car has to be recyclable. So there also we are certificated for all those processes in the automotive branch.
Okay. Now I see here a very, very technical and good question from Seymour. I think, Sebastian, could be one for you. What is better for a dirty environment? You have sand, dirt, a hard bearing or a softer bearing? So I guess he's asking about the surface hardness and so on, maybe compared to metal bearings. So soft material, hard material. What can we say?
Yeah, excellent and very, very detailed question. Yeah. So thank you for asking. First of all, I would say we always check out all the parameters from your application, from your individual application, the load, the speed, the movement, oscillating, linear or rotating. And then we are really checking in detail which of our materials are suitable. Yeah, I would say it's not only about the hardness about the material, it's also about the lifetime which you can achieve based on the parameters. Additionally, I would say we are testing all lifetimes in our laboratory. Steffen showed us previously, like in the laboratory, all the movements are connected and being tested and checked in detail to find out and to provide you with the best possible lifetime of the product. Another point is if we compare us to the metal polymer compound bearings from the market, you mentioned the metal bearings. There's a big difference between them and our tribopolymers out of polymer, because our bearings giving you a homogeneous wall thickness. That means we don't have any softer surfaces on the inner diameter, which can be easily rubbed off, like due to misalignment or during shock loads, impact loads. So you will always have the previously mentioned solid lubricants inside of the material on the surface, which is in contact with the shaft. Maybe this is a good...
Thin PTFE layer which could be destroyed or something like this. Yeah.
Maybe this is a good chance to show our sample box, because we have very excellent sample boxes available from the truck side. Perfect. So we have several sample boxes for you. For example, can I give you that one? Thank you. For example, the truck box, and we are showing all kind of products like the energy chains or the linear systems, as well as a lot of different bearing materials we are showing, we are producing and having in our catalog, and also bar stocks for fast testing supplies, or special parts, as well as coupling joints. So if you're interested in these kind of sample box, we will be happy to hear that. Please get in contact and we will send you the sample box without any additional costs, for sure. So,
okay, thank you, Sebastian, for this detailed answer. Getting in contact with us is a good point, because I would like to invite you from the 24th till 30th September to our commercial vehicle exhibition here on this nice booth. Please contact us for an individual appointment so that we can show you our new products, our developments, and discussing your application, how to reducing costs, how to improve your application. So I have no further questions here in the chatter. Please feel free to send us more after the show. We will be available and will answer your questions, or we see us personally in a meeting here on our booth via Teams or whatever is preferred. So please contact us, and then hope to see you soon. Thank you very much, and yeah, have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Bye.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Das ist ja ähnlich mit großen Plastik.
Take our cars down with motion plastic. Take our cars down with motion plastic. Motion be dry. Tech spinning higher, so come on. Have you ever felt life could be fantastic?